Welcome to our show, our dear viewers. Today at Diet Myths, we're going to be talking about a very dear substance to my heart, and that's the apple cider vinegar. And it's dear to my heart because my professor, Dr. Carol Johnston at Arizona State University, really took a lot of time studying apple cider vinegar and the effects of apple cider vinegar on your health. So originally, when apple cider vinegar first came out, it came out as something that many diabetic patients would consume to lower the amount of sugar in their blood. But then, a lot of people realized that it could have some weight loss effects. So is this diet a myth or not? Could you really be taking apple cider vinegar to help yourself lose weight? And will it really do something sustainable in your weight loss? So one thing that I've always said is that these diet myths are never something that are sustainable. So when we take one item and focus on it for such a long time, that is not something that we're going to continue doing forever because you tend to get bored. I don't know of anyone that's willing to take this apple cider vinegar with every single meal for the rest of their lives. So whenever it's a singled out food item diet, you need to know that this is a fad diet. Or this is not a fad or diet that you will be sustaining. And when you're not sustaining a diet like that, the weight will come back and it will pile on once again. And of course, we don't want that. We want to make sure that when you guys are losing your weight, you're losing your weight forever. This isn't weight that's going to come back. This isn't weight that's easy for it to come back to your body. And that always occurs when you're losing water weight. So you're probably questioning, how does this apple cider vinegar work in our body? And does it really, help us lose weight? Could it really control the amount of sugar going into our blood? And actually, some people have even sworn that this apple cider vinegar could replace a lot of oral medication they were taking to treat their diabetes. I definitely would not go this extreme. And I would consider other food items or other things with the apple cider vinegar. This isn't something I would just rely on by itself. So I want you guys to stay tuned because we're going to continue looking at this apple cider vinegar. We're going to continue looking at its effects on our body and what it really does. And then I'll be giving you tips on how to properly consume the apple cider vinegar to make sure that you're not affecting any organ in your body because it is a pretty acidic substance. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back, our dear viewers. Let's take a closer look at this apple cider vinegar, and let's take a closer look at its effects on your body. So let's look at how it works as a whole on your body. Now, when you consume apple cider vinegar, the key is to consume it with a carbohydrate-rich meal. And what apple cider works on, or actually does in your body, is that it slows that absorption of carbohydrates into your bloodstream. So when we break up the food groups into carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, we know that the fats and the proteins take the longest for your body to digest. It takes the longest for these acids in your stomach to break it down and for it to break down into the small molecules your body needs. Carbohydrates, especially simple carbohydrates, so we're looking at things like white rice and white bread, things that do not have much fiber in them. They actually digest and break down really fast. And that's why, if you notice, once you consume simple carbohydrates foods, you're hungry within the next half hour to hour, and you feel like you haven't eaten anything. So that's where apple cider vinegar comes to play. It actually slows down the absorption of these carbohydrates and these sugars into your bloodstream. And that's where it started to be recommended for these diabetics. The key with most of the diabetics is that these sugars trickle into their bloodstream really fast, and their bloodstream, the sugar in their bloodstream spikes or goes up really fast, which is dangerous. And the apple cider vinegar slows it down so it trickles there at a much slower pace. but it doesn't really aid in weight loss significantly. So any effect that you get from having apple cider vinegar with your food is very minimal, and it's an on-spot effect. So it doesn't last for much longer. And once you stop having it, or once you cut it out of your diet, your digestive tract and everything goes back to its normal ways. So you will continue to be digesting carbohydrates at a faster rate. And that's why I always focus on not consuming the single item food that will, increase or make changes in your body, and then once you stop them, you just go back to your normal ways, and you could be gaining the weight again, because it becomes depressing. And a lot of things to do with weight and losing weight and gaining weight is very emotional and psychological. So we need to make sure that we have this readiness for change, and it's a long-lasting change that we want to adhere to and that we want to stick to. So now we're going to take a closer look at what you need to do, or how you need to consume this apple cider vinegar if you choose to consume it, and what are the benefits of the apple cider vinegar, and of course what it could do to your body if you do not take it in proper amounts and in proper ways. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back. So let's finish off our episode about apple cider vinegar with some very important facts that you need to know.
What is apple cider vinegar? Apple cider vinegar is a completely natural product. Apple juice is fermented to hard apple cider, which is fermented a second time to apple cider vinegar. By using this natural product in our homes, we instantly decrease the consumption of unnatural chemicals in our daily lives. Here are some ways you can apply apple cider vinegar to your lifestyle. Number 1. For digestion, gas, and bloating. Vinegar contains malic acid, which can help common digestive issues like constipation or acid reflux. Number 2. For sleep issues. Many people swear by a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a cup of hot water with honey before bed, citing its sleep-inducing powers and that it promotes a more restful night's sleep. Number 3. For hair. It is widely known that apple cider vinegar can be used as a rinse for your hair after shampooing to add healthy body and shine. Number 4. For face. Did you know that apple cider vinegar can help regulate the pH of your skin? Dilute apple cider vinegar with 2 parts water and spread the concoction over your face with a cotton ball as a toner. Number 5. For diabetes and weight loss. Apple cider vinegar lowers glucose levels and may be helpful for diabetics. It has also been touted as a weight loss aid, as it is said to help you feel fuller and eat less.
Now, consuming too much of the apple cider vinegar could create some kidney damage, because of course your kidneys are the one responsible for filtering all of these things out of your system. So you don't want to be consuming way too much of it. And definitely you don't want to be consuming high concentrations of it. That means it's going to be very important for you to dilute this apple cider vinegar. And our recommendations, or what research has been recommending, is to take 1 to 2 tablespoons and mixing it with about 1 cup of water. Some people prefer the water to be warm, while others prefer their water to be cold. And there's not much difference in research between the temperatures of the water and the apple cider vinegar. So you could get away with having it with warm water, or maybe adding a little bit of it to your tea. But the maximum is 1 to 2 tablespoons and not more, because we do not want to put this load on your kidney. If you do have diabetes, or if you are at the pre-diabetes stage, maybe this is something good for you to consider. I would definitely consider it, and adding, a couple of tablespoons maybe to your salad, where it becomes more of a routine thing. So Like I said, these singled out foods, may be good for you, but you don't have to go above and beyond or out of your way to incorporate them into your diet. Think of like smart ways. Like something like an apple cider vinegar could always be switched for balsamic vinegar on your salad. Maybe some of your stews you can add them. I am the type of person that really likes having my warm water throughout the day. So maybe you can add it to your warm water or teas. There are different ways you can incorporate things, but it's very important that you do not rely on them on their own. So you cannot rely on apple cider vinegar to completely cure your diabetes, because that's not the case. And you can definitely not rely on it to help you lose weight, because research has proven that once you stop consuming this apple cider vinegar in the amounts that have been indicated to lose weight, you will start gaining all the weight back. And if you do decide to dilute it, with a cup of water, my recommendation is for you not to exceed 2 to 3 cups in a day. And look at alternative things to stay hydrated. Maybe you can just add it to your carbohydrate-rich meals. So whenever you're having a bowl of rice or something, you can add it to the sauce, you can add it to the protein with that rice, and see, if it really does make you feel full for longer. But people that have issues with slowed gastric emptying, or food leaving their stomach much longer than the average people, should not be consuming this apple cider vinegar, because it will only make this problem worse. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I really hope you guys learned so much about apple cider vinegar, and we hope to see you all next time.